Hi everybody, I'm Vasishth. I'm Professor of Psycholinguistics at the University of Potsdam here in Germany. If you're listening to this recording, this means that I couldn't be there live to open this conference. So I'm going to do this through a recording. I want to welcome you all to the 26th AMLaP conference, which is being held completely online this year. When I signed up for hosting this conference with Matt Crocker, I had no idea what I was getting into, but it turns out that this year we're going to have to run this conference through this narrow lens of Zoom, Jitsi, Twitch, and GatherTown. But I hope that we'll still be able to interact with each other and get something out of this opportunity to meet each other, even if it's just online. This year we have some special highlights. We have a special session on computational models of language processing. The 5 keynote speakers that we have will be talking about different aspects of computational modeling. So you will see some of the latest work that is emerging, and some exciting new developments will be presented. From among the 330 or so submissions that we got for AMLaP, we chose 10 talks, approximately 10 talks for each day, each of the 3 days. And we have a total of about 230 posters. So we tried to include as many posters as we could. In addition, we have an experiment this year. We are going to be trying to socialize using a software environment, online environment called GatherTown. Titus von der Maas will tell you more about this later on. I just wanted to alert you to 2 satellite events that are happening before and after AMLaP. So the first event that has already happened now was between the 31st of August and the 2nd of September. This is the first South Asian Forum on the Acquisition and Processing of Language, SAFL. SAFL means success in Hindi. This conference, this little workshop, was organized by Eva Wittenberg from UCSD and Samar Hussain from the Indian Institute of Technology in Delhi, and myself. My role is very small in this conference. I was initially the one providing the funding for doing this conference, but that was under the assumption that this would be a physical conference. So since we are doing this online now, basically my role is just limited to reviewing some of the papers. So most of the work was actually done by Eva and Sama. This conference is really exciting because it actually provides an overview of the current work that's happening in psycholinguistics in South Asia. This is an emerging area, linguistic area in psycholinguistics. I think that a lot more work can be done in these languages. And so I'm really excited that we were able to host this conference in collocation with AMLaP. You can see all the abstracts and some of the talks and posters, recordings, on the website if you have missed the conference. So I would strongly suggest that you take a look at the website and look at some of the exciting work that is coming out of South Asia. The second satellite event that is yet to happen, is going to happen after AMLaP, is the summer school on statistical methods for linguistics and psychology. This is an annual summer school that we run at Potsdam. It's in the 4th edition now. And this summer school has proven to be extremely popular worldwide. We get between 350 and 400 applications every year for 120 places. So we teach 4 parallel tracks, 2 frequentist tracks, introductory and advanced, and 2 Bayesian tracks, introductory and advanced. So these courses run for 1 week. And it's a pretty intense summer school, but it has been very successful and there's a lot of demand for it. We plan to run it for about another 10 years at least. And so I hope that we will see many other psycholinguists coming to this summer school. We want to include as many people as possible over the years. And so I hope that we will get to see people at Potsdam in the future at this summer school. I want to say that this year's summer school is special because it's also running completely online. So the video recordings for at least my courses, the intro to the frequentist methods and the intro to the Bayesian methods. I'm teaching 2 courses in this summer school. The videos are online, and the lecture notes in the form of book drafts are also available online, and they will remain online even after the books are published. The books are on contract with CRC Press. So this year's summer school is special because you can access all the materials online and anybody can watch these and do the exercises and so on. Alright, so I want to now take a minute to thank the funding agency that has made all these events possible. The Deutsche Forschungsgemeinschaft, the German Research Foundation, has provided funding through the Collaborative Research Center. In German it's called a Sonderforschungsbereich that we have at Potsdam. This Collaborative Research Center is a very large group of researchers working together on the limits of variability in language. The head of this group is Isa Wattenberger, and she's going to tell you a little bit more about the broader context of the work that is happening at Potsdam in connection with this SFB and with other work as well. So thanks to the DFK and the SFB for funding these conferences. We would not be able to do any of this stuff, the summer schools and the other events, without this funding. Now, I also want to take a minute to thank all the people who were involved in setting up this summer school. Number 1 on this list is Titus von der Malsburg. He's the chair of this conference, and he did all the low-level work that was needed to organize the many details that needed to get resolved, including setting up the homepage, and he did all the low-level coding himself to set up the proceedings and so on. So it was an incredible amount of work. So thanks to Titus for all that. The entire team from my lab has put in huge effort to coordinate all the tasks that had to be done. There was a huge amount of work that these people did with incredible efficiency and superb coordination. So thanks to them. I also want to thank the linguistics department people and the SFB team. So these are people like Tom Fritcher, Sandra Hanna, Audrey Berkey, Michaela Schmitz, David Siegert, and of course Isa, the head of the SFB, for their help in setting up many details of this conference. And finally, I want to thank Brian Dillon for his generosity in giving us advice on how to set up an online conference based on his CUNY experience. That was really helpful. Thank you, Brian. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to hand over this presentation to Isabel Wattenberger, who will tell you more about the broader context of the research going on at Potsdam. And after that, Titus will take over and tell you more about the nitty-gritty stuff related to the conference. I hope you guys have fun in this conference. I hope that we are able to interact with each other semi-normally and that we can get something out of this conference. It's a very exciting program in my opinion, and I hope that you will enjoy it as much as I think I will.